Meteorologist Casey Cloud back with you here in the Weather Center early on this Sunday morning as we are tracking a severe thunderstorm in the Ocala area right now. So let's get right to it. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Ocala here until about 2 o'clock this morning. So we want to go ahead and just let you know about what's going on here. Quite a bit of lightning right now around Martell, it looks like, and moving toward Ocala and Kendrick over the next few minutes. So it's always just important to be very careful in this situation as we're starting to get some of the heavier downpours to move on in. And it looks like, though we're really far away on the radar, it looks like the worst of the wind energy is just west of town right now as I'm going between some of the different frames here on the Doppler. It's not a very easy storm here to kind of identify in terms of that severe threat, which is good, but it also is because maybe just being from the radar side pretty good ways, that's causing some of the issue here. So that's something we have to take into consideration here as well. But I believe some of the strongest wind might be right near Martell here, near Northwest 82nd Court, it looked like. But we're going to go ahead and zoom back out a little bit. This is moving off toward the northeast here. It looks like about 50 miles per hour. So we're going to continue to watch this. 60-mile-an-hour winds, Ocala, Rainbow Lakes Estates, Fort McCoy, Citra, Lynn, Spar, Anthony, Orange Springs, and the Ocala Airport there involved with this. So just want to continue to give you the latest on this severe thunderstorm. We also have a tornado watch in play as we need folks to just remain weather aware here overnight. So let me go ahead and broaden the picture out a little bit here on our other source, and we'll see our Earth computer right now. You'll be able to get an idea of what's going on here in the grand scheme of things with this threat. Again, a tornado watch here till 7 a.m. now. A new one issued if you saw my post about that earlier. We're going to kind of step on over again. You see this warning here, but then we have the watch and play. So we just are watching for that threat of some severe storms around. I just want to make sure everybody knows exactly what is going on here in this scenario this morning. We'll be back in a few minutes with more information. Again, tornado watch to 7. The south is dark. The storms up here shouldn't be as intense as you see. Those temperatures just a little bit cooler. Meteorologist Casey Cloud back here at the bottom of the hour where we have some good news for you. Actually, that severe thunderstorm warning for the Ocala area has been dropped pretty quickly, just issued here within the last 20 minutes or so, and just not seeing too much. So the Weather Service dropped that pretty quick, which is great news. We'll zoom into that area though. We're getting a torrential downpour in Marion County. We'll kind of stick with this for a few minutes and then maybe wrap up this stream depending on what we're seeing. But getting here near South Pine Avenue and I-75, there's some pretty heavy downpours. So anybody driving on that road, it is kind of nasty out there. And in fact, I'll go over to radar scope. We'll pop this on here to see a better vantage point on this storm here, where we're getting that rain in the vicinity and again a lot of lightning, and we'll kind of give you an idea of what is taking place here. Again, not a severe storm at this point, so that's the great news, but we're going to continue just to monitor the progress of the action here this morning, because as we are looking ahead at watch till 7 a.m., meaning conditions are favorable for tornadic conditions in and close to the watch area. So that's something we just have to be aware of for sure here as the morning does go along. Just something that is important to monitor, because we could even have, as I'll step back on camera here as we move away from radar scope now and just kind of talk about this overall scenario. I mean, as we are looking ahead, we just have to be paying attention, because we could end up seeing a situation here where we get some stronger action to get going, where a rotation could really ramp up on us, and a strong tornado can't be completely ruled out. We're especially talking just outside of our viewing area towards central Florida, a little bit further, but even Ocala under the tornado watch, Flagler County, Putnam County, and then Levy County off toward the west, also under this tornado watch until 7 a.m. So we're just going to be monitoring things. The parameters aren't as favorable to the north here. We have to watch stuff like this, even though we're not as favorable of an area here. We are seeing a little bit of rotation here near St. Augustine, so I might stick with this for another frame or two just to make sure something doesn't tighten up on us here near Vermont Heights, near Armstrong. So let me go ahead and put that on radar scope now. I'll kind of see that vantage point of the Doppler for that action in St. Johns County. Maybe see if the rotations is as impressive as it looks. And well, it's not really impressive, but it's there. So let's pop radar scope on. You see it northeast of Hastings there. So again, we just want to continue to monitor the progress of the action here this morning. It's going to be a morning where we're just checking on that radar imagery to the south to make sure something doesn't pop up. Of course, you can go to cloudweather.com/radar there for an interactive look at things when we're not on. But again, just continuing to watch that area of rotation there towards St. Johns County. We're just having to monitor that, because something could ramp up, even though the threat isn't as high there. The tornado watches and is much of a concern there is not in play, of course. As we're getting to the north, we're still gotta be mindful here. We still gotta watch some of this discrete action as well. So just seeing some of this rotation here near I-95 in towards St. Johns County. We're just going to watch this with some of this lightning in play here as well. Something that's worth monitoring for at least another frame or so, and then I might go ahead and wrap it up. And that looks like contamination. Not a guarantee, but it looks more like contamination there near Armstrong. So that'd be some good news. Up to the north, maybe not as much in terms of contamination here as we're getting closer towards St. Augustine, but we'll be watching and tracking the action here for sure as that moves off toward the northeast. Still some of this going to be getting on through. I know we've got a little over 1/10 of an inch today, and just looking back, we picked up over 2 inches here toward the Stark area here over the last couple of days combined. So definitely adding those rainfall totals up in terms of storm total here overall in the area. We'll kind of broaden that view out, and you can now see, I mean, up towards Dark, some spots closer to 3 inches in Duval as well, down toward Trenton. So really just seeing those numbers add up. We don't need more rain, but some of you getting that rain again there as we're looking toward Trenton this morning. So we're just going to watch some of these different perspectives here. Let me go ahead and look at the power outage information, if we can pop that up real quick in our system. Right now 1,757 customers in the dark. So let me go ahead and see that as we get over here, and you can see Bradford a little bit of a higher percentage overall, but not too many in terms of the number of customers. I'll go ahead and move the mouse over there. and you can see only 254 actually in Jefferson, a little bit more out there, but overall not too big of a threat there in terms of that. So that's the good news as we are watching this situation evolve this morning here in the Weather Center. Just not seeing too many power outages. I know we did have about 1,000 in Flagler County earlier, but overall just not too big of a concern. That's what we like to see here in the Weather Center, and that's what we want to just hopefully prevent really from happening in terms of you not being able to get those alerts if that power goes out. So that's why it's important to have multiple alert methods for you there to be warned. So again, lightning near Ocala, but non-severe acts and non-severe near St. Augustine. We are watching that significant tornado parameter on one of our other computer systems right now. So let me pop that on where we're seeing a little bit more of that here to the north. Right now, you see that getting a little bit further up there. So we have to watch in Marion. It's actually maximizing around Marion a little. So if we were to get the instability to mix a little bit better, which we're not really seeing that right now, do that, then we'd have to be a little more concerned. But 68 in Ocala versus 63 in Keystone, 60 where I'm at just to the north, and 52 in Lake City does see that temperature contrast. So the more favorable conditions as expected here down to the south, and even more so as we get towards central Florida. So just make sure you have relatives down there that are staying up to date on everything that's going on. No active warnings right now, so we're going to wrap this stream up for now. But I'll be in the Weather Center watching now. If there's severe weather to the south of our viewing area, may not cut in for that, just depending on how serious it is, how significant it is, and if even a situation does arise here where we have a tornado on the ground, it doesn't necessarily mean I'll cut in because that's out of our area. So it's important to follow along there with the Orlando, Tampa stations, and also on my Twitter account at Cloud Casey, where I will put out information about any tornado warning really in the state, as that is something that you just want to make sure you have at your fingertips here this morning as we're continuing to watch the acts. And again, some storms to the north, the bigger threat here down towards central Florida. As we're looking from Levy, Marion, Putnam, Flagler southward. Stay tuned for the latest. I'll go ahead and wrap this stream up for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. As that severe thunderstorm warning from Marion County no longer in effect, but the tornado watch does remain in effect here. The one that got issued around 11 o'clock, going to 7 a.m. from areas of Levy, Marion, Putnam, Flagler down all the way through about Tampa, even further down towards southwest Florida as well.